Hey there, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. We are back at it again. I did want to address something in this episode that came up, has been coming up in my Discord server, and also just people DMing me. So, apparently, there is some mega spoiler that I've somehow avoided being hit by, and what I've been told is don't read my YouTube comments because the challenge level of not spoiling it in my YouTube comments is essentially like impossible. Challenge rating impossible. So, what I've been doing is I've had people look at my YouTube comments, kind of like collect the questions and other things that are showing up a lot so that I can answer them here rather than in comments. You probably have noticed I haven't been responding to them directly myself for the past couple days. This is why, because apparently there's some cool stuff that I haven't seen yet, which people don't want to accidentally spoil because I guess they want to see my real reaction to it, which is cool. Now, I am a rocket scientist, and I didn't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this out, but I think I have my suspicions about what it might be, given the magnitude of what people are suggesting. We will see if my suspicions are confirmed. I am not going to explain them here, but when whatever this is happens, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I guessed it or not, right? Okay, so that's the plan. So, as far as the questions go, some things that I've seen show up or been told that show up a lot are stuff like, am I planning on doing guides for the game? 100%, yes. Obviously, the game has just come out. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff with you. And in some cases, because I'm locking my progression to recording, this means that, let's just look, right? Let's go to the library. I don't even have all the covenants unlocked right now. I guess it doesn't show up here. Where am I at? I'm at Covenant 5. Right, we've got other people who are at much higher covenants than me already, just on my friends list, and we have folks who are just way ahead of me in general because they've had more chance to play. So what that basically means is I'm not going to preemptively put out any guides that are probably wrong. I will be making them eventually once I have things to share. At a minimum, I want to have stuff for each clan. I think that will be very cool. They're very new. I'm excited to think about strategies. And just based on what my understanding of them are from streams and such, some of them are pretty complex. So it's a different style of game design for the clans than existed in Monster Train 1. We don't have a Hellhorn here that is just okay, and you have some bog standard nobodies like a Demon Fiend just chilling, which has no function whatsoever besides stats, you know? Whereas something like that doesn't exist in this game. I have not seen a single unit that is just wall of stats, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Even the simplest units that I think I've seen is, let me see if I can pull it up. There was a Luna card. What was it called? Here it is, yeah. Like, the simplest guy I've seen so far is even then still pretty complex. Moonguard. This guy looks cracked, by the way. I saw him in a run but didn't pick him because he didn't make sense. Just Mageblade 3 with New Moon Mageblade 3. This is kind of wall of stats, but in practice, it's at least interesting, right? This shows the Monster Train 2 design philosophy. So that's what I'm getting into. We'll get to it. Don't worry, there will be guides. Also, I've been told that people want to see a dimensional challenge series. 100% support this. I've also been told that people really want me to get this one early because there is a Pyre heart for doing one dimensional challenge that apparently I'm going to really love. So expect in the near term, probably, I don't know, within a couple episodes, I'm going to record this just to get it out of the way, just so I can unlock that Pyre heart. Because that is functionality that's been locked behind things, so don't worry about that. I do want it, right? So I want to make sure when I'm randoming that I have the maximum number of options. There's a lot of other stuff in here. Most of this I think I'll just get accidentally, right? Spend money. Okay, great. Deal damage. Okay. You know, some of these are whatever. And then however you unlock the Titans, we know that that's a combat. So eventually I'll get that. It's going to take me an actual Aeon to unlock this Train Steward one, but sure, why not? I definitely think holding frozen cards in hand and train stewards is going to be tough, but I can at least like force the frozen cards one by drafting a permafrost or something early and just sitting on it, so it's not too bad. This train steward one is going to take me an age, but the rest of these should happen naturally eventually. I'm at what, 920 out of 3000-ish on debuffs. Again, I'll make progress eventually. So most of these will just kind of happen, basically. So those are the two major questions that keep showing up, but otherwise, please do, of course, keep commenting. I will go back and read them once, I guess, all of the spoilers have been enacted on my channel. The other thing, though, is I am having people watch so that I can answer questions that show up. So stuff like that matters to me. I appreciate you doing it. Absolutely. All right, I don't think I had anything else prepared for today, so let's go ahead and get into a run. I know that these runs are... Oh, actually, another thing that has been showing up. This is actually one I almost forgot. A lot of folks have been asking me to go to the hub screen after I finish an episode because there could be story events or something that pop up. So I will be doing that as well. I know that episodes are long enough as is with me reading things out loud. I see you all, but at the same time, I do want to make sure I'm not missing things. So sure, we'll do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this run. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any cool unlocks for Underlegion or Lazarus yet. We're within a hair's breadth of unlocking them. I also haven't gotten the Exile Luna champion yet. So we're going to be doing our best. I'm going to swing back around to Banished and we're going to try Talos. This is still a champion I haven't played, so I'm excited to try it. And from what I've seen in the streams, she seems awesome. Does it show her card anywhere? No. So basically from the streams, what I've seen is that she has a flight ability. She can just fly wherever she wants to on any floor. And this is really cool because it implicitly makes her an overstack, right? This is something that I think when you look at her stats, you might go, wow, she's bad. But you have to understand that she is literally free stats on your floor. You can do your 100% setup on your floor, ascend, whatever you got to do, and then she flies in afterwards. And that's a huge note. Like, that's a really big impact. And some of her things affect the entire train from what I've seen, from screenshots and things. So I'm very excited to try this out. I think she's potentially extremely strong and very consistent. So we will have to try it, but I'm excited. And I think that's it. Incredible. I will still random everything else, so no changes here. Her starting card, by the way, I did want to talk about too. Apply Valor 1 to friendly units. First of all, this is area of effect scaling. This basically says +1 attack to your floor, and then also +1 armor to your front unit. This card is actually insane. It's so good. Compare this to any Monster Train 1 starter, right? Like any of them. Even Root Seeds. Root Seeds is very strong. It is +2 damage to a unit, and then 1 card draw next turn. Really powerful, don't get me wrong. But if I can overstack with Talos and then play this, I'm getting minimum 4. So I'm getting +4 attack to my floor and some defense. This is really good, right? It's just really good. I think it's easy to sleep on this effect, but this is just free scaling. I love this. So I'm very excited to try this. Let's get into it. Also, it's cool because the card art for Inspire is actually her Monster Train 1 design, which is neat. You can see that she has evolved a little bit. I think she looks way cooler now. I'm a big fan of this whole design. I like the edgy punk rocker styling of Banished. I think it's very, very cool. I'm a big fan of that approach here. So, and just like, I mean, like you mix this with like the very Hades-esque design of Fel, right? How Zagreus does she look, right? Extremely. She's even got the legs and everything. The mix of cools and warms. It's extremely Zagreus coded. I'm a huge fan. So anyway, big fan of the card designs. Love it. Let's go. Starting the run. Oh, I should say this stuff. As always, do like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Stuff super matters for the channel. It's a very exciting time for the channel. So yeah, let's do that stuff and let's play. Man, I can't even get through an intro in basically under 10 minutes now because there's just so much people want to talk about, and I want to talk about with you all. So, well, it's okay. We've got the timestamps. You can skip ahead if you don't want to hear me ramble. It's fine. Anyway, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing great. I get to record Monster Train. Hopefully today I actually get a chance to catch up on some of these covenants and unlocks. If all goes well, I should crack Under Legion and Lazarus, maybe not in this run, but next run, potentially. So that will be even more clans to try. But otherwise, we're fighting Dominion, we have Pyre Hunter Archean, we have Holy Feed Kale. I've rolled Holy Feed, or this is Damage Shield Kale. I'm going to have to get into saying that here, because I think that's more clear than Holy Feed, right? No one knows what that means. But Damage Shield, you get it. I've seen this for the past 3 runs, I think. I'm interested in reminding myself what the others are. I think I know one is Spikes. I don't remember what the other one is right now, but yeah, I've seen Damage Shield a lot. We rolled into Heart of the Pact after playing a card from your primary and allied clan. Draw +1 next turn. Great. Starting cards, Rising Rage, Alchemy, Hothead. I've seen Hothead as a starter for quite a few runs too. This is pretty much rock solid starter. Always happy to see him. Titanite, Large Stone Taker, extremely powerful, flexible. Alchemy is awesome. This is a really good opener. The important thing though is I've noticed I don't really think there are any bad cards to start with in any of the clans so far. There are some cards I maybe wouldn't draft, like, Snotty Whelp, but I don't think Snotty Whelp's bad. He's very much like a Bogworm. The Bogfly, actually, is what I'm trying to say. In Monster Train 1, where you would never draft Bogfly. It's never good. You don't want it. But if you start with Bogfly, he's a fantastic opener for rings 1 and 2. Pretty much cruises you past the early rings. So, oh yeah, when a friendly unit gains Valor, it gains +1 stack. Isn't this just busted with Inspire? I'm not even going to consider the winged, the Consume card one. This is insane. Valor 2 on Inspire? Ooh, alright. Oh, wow, okay, yeah, here we go. Let's read these. Celestial Radiance Path. Shift, apply melee weakness 1 to enemy units. That should just be really strong, right? Melee weakness in general is powerful, so I think that's just really good. But the one that really draws my attention is because I just got Celestial Cascade for +1 stacks of Valor. Talos on Battle Cleric says Resolve, apply Valor to friendly units. She gets +1 stack here. That's a 50% increase from the artifact. We're going to take the Resolve path here, 100%. We should crush. This feels really strong. Mark of Invasion. I have a ping. I have a beefy lad. Yeah, we should be more than fine for this. We're just going to fly our floor together, right? I mean, this is going to be, what? Shield Steward, Hothead. I guess I'll play a Shield Steward middle and put Talos in the back. We're going to fly Talos off floor pretty much immediately. Yeah, so we just assemble the squad here. We do Rising Rage, and then we fly in Talos. And this should be cracked, right? We unlocked the Covenant 5 that says add 2 Vengeful Shards to your starting deck. One thing that I like about this is an interesting decision, but I think you can agonize over it a little bit too much. So like in this turn, for instance, we're always going to click 1 Inspire. I think it's going to be always correct to click the 2nd Inspire and just take this Pyre damage, right? I wouldn't agonize over this decision too much, right? I think we're going to be okay. Now with 5 units on the floor, I do want to have Hothead click on this turn. I am going to skip both alchemies in favor of money here, and then we can Inspire and ping 1 in the back. We also have Heart of the Pact, so keep in mind I can draw faster. So, great, this is looking good. I think we will just ping a guy middle. I'm going to take the Vengeful Shard this time, get rid of that. I think we're more than enough ahead. My goal here is to ping Alchemy. We breathe fire on this turn. Great work. Cool. If I can draft into the other Alchemy or draw it over the next couple turns, I'll be very pleased by it. So let's Fire starter. We will play the Inspire for the Heart of the Pact. I'm going to ping a guy in front. Our goal is, as long as it doesn't bottom deck, we're fine. Great, we have it. Incredible. I have to take 2 damage for it, but I think it's fine. Oh, that's a change. They made it... did you see that? I had both Vengeful Shards in hand and they pinged it once. That's a really good QOL change. I'm glad they did that. It used to be that you did it one at a time and it was a super agonizingly slow animation, but I think that's good. By the way, remember how much dirt I've given Prismatic Dragon Scale since starting this whole series? This Vengeful Shard makes Prismatic Dragon Scale so bad. This artifact has dropped from low in my ranking to bottom of the barrel. All right, what do we get? Punk Shredder. I think it will be good to see if we can slot a Hymnist on our floor. I actually think Trample Hymnist is way better than it looks. It's a very efficient unit. What else would I take here? Penitent's Bloodsuit I think is pretty much fantastic. Especially because I can Pyre Gel a boss. It's always Penitence here if I can't think of a better use for the other stuff. Challenge. Advance. Apply melee weakness 1. Dominion Seraph. So I want area of effect survivability. I don't know if I want this. Efficient. Punk Shredder might be very efficient here though. He's a little hard to get out, right? Because I need to move Talos on my floor pretty much right away. So if I'm not drawing him on turn 1, he's difficult to play. I don't know if I do that. Maybe I take this challenge. This seems like a decent card. I'm not clicking it just because I haven't mastered it, but I'm trying to think what can really help this run. I'm going to take the Blood Suit. I think this is better. This is always going to provide a lot of value. Lava Armor is hard to skip here. It's super strong. We will take Lava Armor here. I'm going to save my 4 Dragon's Horde. The goal here, I'd like to reach 8 on the next combat. Now, we're not shifting a lot. That's important to note. We have some Rising Rage value, but do I want to go to the Merchant of Steel? I think so. Yeah, we'll go Steel side to look at the Pyreborne. We see a multi-strike. Give me something that wants it. Now, Greed Dragon, really good here. Admittedly, but I think it's going to be Magma Mauler, and it's not particularly close. He's a really good multi-striker here. Yes. He's a really good multi-striker. Okay, I think I'm taking the Magma Mauler here. I like them both. I want to spend my Dragon's Horde because I'm generating so much so fast. I think it'll help us more. This is not a run like my previous run where I was slow burning the Horde and therefore benefited from holding it. So we're going to take the Mauler here. I'm going to give him multi-strike. Now, if I re-roll, I can't afford anything good here, so I think we hang on to this and move on. It's a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. We'll take more money. I can get away with this pretty easily. For the record, it's really good having Talos boosting attack on Hothead. So I think... Oh, don't mess this up. Right, Talos doesn't go first. I kind of want Magma Mauler in the back, despite it having more health. Yes. Okay, fine. Alright, we're going to fly Talos up. See, this would be a great opportunity for a Hymnist. The problem is going to be, of course, how do I draft the Hymnist before having Talos fly? Because you don't want to waste these Valor procs. So we are going to fly up, and then I am just going to proc 2 Inspires. And I think I'm going to play the 1 Firestarter just for Heart of the Pact here. Okay. Alright, we're going to Breathe Fire upstairs, and it's not particularly close. An Elevator, the Train Steward in, Breathe Fire. Great. Now, I could have popped the Flying Haste guy. I think we just play the other Inspire and guarantee the combat for us, right? Okay, so I can put the Lava Armor in, which kills everything scary here, and that's great. Interesting. I actually can just play, what, the Train Steward now and the Vengeful Shard. We are okay, right? We kill all the important stuff here, and we take 0. Now, I do want play Alchemy. It's good this boss doesn't spawn with a flyer behind him. I'd like a chance to draw the other Alchemy here. So I'm also going to fly Talos in front of Magma Mauler here, now that I'm thinking about it. I'd like my multi-striker in back to maximize turns. Okay. He attacks twice. That's actually some decent progress. Now redraw the thing. So we Bloodsuit. I Inspire, and I must Fire Starter here. I'm going to put this in back. I guess I'm going to Breathe Fire, so it didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter. Fine. Draw Alchemy. Yes, we draw it. We Breathe Fire here. We play the Alchemy. We take a Vengeful Shard damage. We're out. We hit 8 Dragon's Horde. Incredible work. Okay, good. Feels decent. Warbler. Upbeat Warbler. It's good they buffed him. He used to be 2 Ember, I think, in the demo. Is quick good enough for me to want to take this? I don't think... It's tough to say. I like Divinity. This is a good card. I'm a big fan of Divinity in general. But I already have things that I would pump my -1s into. Now, granted, I think I would prefer Remove Consume -2 on the Alchemy. But, you know. I don't know. Divinity is a good card because it's a big number, but I'd rather just play the more efficient Inspires. Cleave is really strong. We are scaling our front damage. It is big AoE. I actually think Cleave is going to provide more net value over Warbler here, so we skip him. Alright, I think both Flicker and Lava Flow are decent. I don't have a Magma Cultist, which is the real enabler on Flicker. I'm just going to take the Lava Flow. I think it's a good card. We're going to take the loot here. Yes, we are going to cash out. I'm going to take Medallion of Superiority. I love Hellfire Bellows, don't get me wrong, but... And they're all really good, right? Sharpened Teeth is fantastic when you have both Hothead and Magma Mauler. But the Medallion is health and stats on everything. Wow, this is a toughie. So Sketches is pretty decent, but it provides the overstack on bottom floor. It could pull out a Hymnus, though, which is really cool. So, considerations. However, it's competing with Emote Tome and Vola's Tuning Fork. Vola's, let's be clear, is ridiculous. It makes Inspire free, which is disgusting. Emote Tome is strong. I actually think it's Vola's here, and it's not particularly close, right? I think it's Vola's. We really want to be spamming these Inspires. I'm going to take it. Man, that's a rough call. All right, and we pick up Under Legion unlock. Incredible. Great, I'm probably going to go and jump and play them after this. All right, let's look at the Merchant of Steel, I believe. It's a good opportunity to do it, and we have a full set of upgrades. Tiny Stone is pretty cool. I like that. Let's see what we get on the higher Hellborn banner. Okay, another Greed Dragon Magma Mauler pull. I'm going to be spending my Dragon Horde this combat and this run, so let's not take Greed Dragon. I already have a better Mauler, would rather dupe it, so we skip. I think I am going to keep him tiny. This lets me dupe him a bunch, and he's a good dupe because he only costs 1 Ember. He scales well. Yeah, this looks like this should work, right? I'm gonna need something that's actually clearing backlines, so there's a possibility that I do something like Hothead off floor or draft another tank or something, but I like this. We'll reroll here. Large Stone, yeah, I'll offset this with a Large Stone on Hothead. Dualism, huh? Would have been good on him. Pyrogel 16, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Alright, let's look at this alcove now. Give me an overstack. Oh yeah, we got it. Alright, the Dominion overstack is coming out now. So, we've seen this event before. This is the Dominion Fountain. So you get the option of taking a curse which is Dominion's Eye. So everything in your hand is basically more expensive. And then getting something else here. So you get, I mean, this is probably strike, apply, melee weakness 1 and spell weakness 1, and we make copies of this, right? This just seems very powerful to me. We didn't put the dualism in him, but admittedly, I think it's okay. We weren't guaranteed to see it anyway, so I think this is better because we can make more copies of this lad, which is fine. We could also do what the previous one I did, which was Dominating Authority. This just yanks units onto your floor, which lets us freely pick any future hymnists we see, because they just get pulled onto the floor immediately. It's worth noting if I dupe this, that does become awkward, because it's going to pull a unit and then I have to play a unit afterwards, right? So it's possible that it might not be super relevant here. I also did skip Trample Hymnist, which is a bit of a bummer. However, we are hitting twice, so I kind of feel like the right play is going to be this strike, melee weakness, and spell weakness. None of these are defensive, which I think I would take. Stuff like, I'm really concerned about Dominion. And for reference, I'm thinking that it might be correct to play Hothead off floor to bait Dominion, and then we can go from there, right? The strike, apply corruption is also really good here, admittedly. Each time you hit, you push a lot of numbers. I still think that with the scaling we have and everything, we'll be better served with the melee weakness, spell weakness. We might even be able to do something with the spell weakness. Let's take this. This seems very strong here. Now, of course, there's a downside to this, curses. We have to deal with a new curse now, which is a bummer, but Vola's is helping us out a lot here. So I'm really glad I took it. Let's go forward. I'm looking for a magic shop now, I think. Yeah, we do see a magic shop. A Banished banner sounds good. A Firebrand here would go down smooth, because then we could get Hothead off floor. But for now, I think it is pretty easy. We just go Hothead into Magma Mauler. My dude's loaded. We're going to play Shield Steward. Great news. Cool. So actually, we can elevator him up, fly him in, inspire. We'll put the lava flow here, and then play both Vengeful Shards. It's worth noting, I'm probably going to take Pyre hits from him, because I'm not going to be on his floor, right? There's pretty much just no way around it. Wow. Spell weakness 2, and I could make that hit do, what, like 63 right now because of the Pyre gel? Pretty wild. I think the play, however, is to pop these guys. Fortunately, Cleave doing actually nothing here with no allies. That's fine, though, I think. We take Pyre damage. I mean, this is like an inevitable. This is the threat of Pyre Hunter, right? So, fair enough. Let's do Lava Armor here. Penitent's Blood Suit on the boss. Vola's already proving why it's so strong. We basically can't even take damage on Shield Steward here. Let's see. I'm going to breathe fire. Next turn we get, it's what, 42 damage? So she's getting the kill no matter what. So I think we actually just blast the boss here, right? We're going to take another 5. But he comes upstairs and I think we win on this turn, right? It's pretty close to it. Unfortunately, we lose the alchemy because of that curse. That is going to force us to take Ember regardless. But we do win on this turn. Cool. I maybe consider flying Talos away. We still win on this turn. Never mind. All right. That was a mistake. I'm going to let it rip. I think I should have... I underestimated how strong it was. I should have tried to get an alchemy out, but it's fine. Cursed Twin Blade is very strong. So is Pyroclasm, actually, especially with the spell weakness. Let's be clear. I have the Enabler. I think Pyroclasm is the pickup here, even though I would love the Twin Blade. Spike of the Banished is pretty decent. We're going to take the big payout here. Ooh, I wish I could take you. Divine Dancer is so ideal here. Can I make this shift work? I can maybe do this with Talos dancing around. I was just talking about needing a tank or survivability. Let's grab her. I think this is going to be worth... I need area of effect survivability. I must take Ember because of all the curses. I really think I need to be able to play my alchemies when I draw a Dominion's Eye. And this will allow me to do my dupes, so I'm going to do that anyway. Okay. Magic shop. Yes? Yes. I'd love to go to the trinket shop, but it's got to be the magic shop here, I think. And we see, this is the thing, right? Don't agonize over this whole Vengeful Shard thing, because you're probably going to take Pyre Remains anyway, and then you're maxed back out, so whatever. Double stack. Unfortunately, it double stacks the base number and then adds 1. It doesn't get us to 4 Valor, but I would take it otherwise. -2 and consume Intrinsic, huh? Intrinsic, powerful. Demonic Fledgling. I haven't played a run with him yet. I don't think we draft into him, right? We're just going to make more copies of our Mauler. I don't want to do this stuff. So I'm glad I took the Dancer because we didn't see a Firebrand. I'm just assuming. Yeah, it's just more Valor, which is great. Now, we could take Celebrate, which is permanent stats to all my units. That's kind of cool. This is one I've wanted to try. It's decent, 6 stats. How many combats is there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 combat. So it's like a plus 24 health on my floor. I think I'd rather just take the Valor, right? Right, I think so. We'll just go in on Battle Cleric here. Intrinsic on Rising Rage is pretty big. I think we do this, yes. Double stack. I'm not going to buy that. I'd like to be able to reroll and afford something. So 75 leaves 125. So I'm going to do that. Holdover. Holdover Rising Rage. Let's be clear about this. That's how you get the value out of Divine Dancer. That's how we do this. This is our strategy here. I miss out on some real killer upgrades for that, but I feel very good. Now, I know what you're thinking. It could have waited for the -1 and not taken the Intrinsic, but this lets me just throw everything on one floor. Now, this is going to be risky, right? To be clear, a lot of bosses punish this, so I need to be very strong. And that is why we're going to go to a Steel Shop when we can. So it's going to look like Magic Shop again into Steel Shop on 6. And we're going to hopefully not perish in the in-between. I need to take every trial. I feel like this is going to be a true statement of Monster Train 2 in general. If you're skipping trials, you're really leaving power on the table. Right, so I think what we're doing is we're doing Hothead Middle. Right, watch the play here. Hothead Middle. Dancer. Mauler, and you can see now we have more space for 2 more Maulers here with the Ember that we have, so we're good. And then we just play Talos wherever we can get her, and that's fine. Now we're then going to Intrinsic pull up like this. That's a double proc here, and then we fly Talos up and we're really cooking. Yeah, you can see what the power is looking like here. Man, this guy's not dying after 3 hits. That's okay. There's ways we can refine this. I'm looking for stuff like, how can I get, example, upgrades on Pyroclasm? Mind Cage would be pretty huge here. We can just dance our units for armor generation, which is pretty huge. Can pop the guy in back. Yeah, we just dance our units for armor generation. I even get the cleave downstairs thanks to the shield steward. He's doing great work, actually. Can I get this kill? I can't get the collector? I didn't draw the right cards. I can elevator him once, but I can't kill him on middle, right? Huge bummer. Huge bummer. So now we can fly Talos forward and then fly another unit forward. Man, it's a bummer not being able to do anything there, but I guess it will have to do. Alright, fair enough, I suppose. Alright, no money for me. I could bring Shield Steward onto the floor, and let me be clear, that is a super good play. You know why? Because it procs shift twice. Once when I go up and once when I go forward, then I can play the alchemy. And we're super cooking, right? We're going to breathe fire next turn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, we're really doing it here, I think. Is this the breathe fire turn? Probably. So what we're going to do is we actually elevator 2 enemies, and then we breathe fire into that, and that's a really good turn, you know? Yeah. Great work. And then we just shift Talos back to proc the armor again every time we can. So basically, our floor looks really strong, but you got to be careful. Yeah, because here's the thing. A lot of bosses are going to punish this. Now, we can punish his play by just ascending the boss, right? He kills his own floor then, which is, you know, I'm going to be clear, very strong for us. Even if we give up a turn here, we, like, super play it. And we miss the other alchemy for it, but I guess it'll have to do. It seems like a correct play all the same. We pull our unit forward and we breathe fire. I mean, we have the tools, right? We miss alchemy for it, but I think it's good enough. We probably would have been okay because Hothead was hitting at 70, right? So he might have been able to breathe fire on the whole floor and win. I probably shouldn't have done that for the Dragon Sword. That's stuff I should be thinking about. These are things that I'm like noticing after the fact on like refinements that I'm not used to yet. Shield of Wing, I think, is going to be a pickup. Anything that attacks dies, that helps. Yeah, that helps. Soul Smelter is definitely a pickup, I think, 100%. This is I'm going to be killing a lot of things on the one floor. This will help a lot. Yes, let's save. This will help us catch back up, too, which I like. We're going to go Magic Shop. The dupe here is going to be on our Magma Mauler, so I think this is perfect. Intrinsic -1. I think it is pretty critical that we make Pyroclasm cheaper. Spell Chain is really strong in general on lots of things, including just Inspire. It's fine, actually. It's Valor 4. Yeah, it's whatever. I am just going to Intrinsic -1 Pyroclasm here. We don't have the payout in terms of the attuned elements of this, but what we do have is the ability to benefit it with spell weakness that I don't think you normally would have here. I am going to 20 consume a fire starter, great, and I get a spell chain for free, quote unquote free. So I am just going to put it in an Inspire because I can do that and that is value. I take the Banished banner. We see another Divine Dancer. Sword Maiden is existing. I don't need to take this stuff. It's a little late for a banner, right? I'm on ring 5. I don't really want this. I'm going to go ahead and dupe here. The dupe, however, is the Lad. Get in here, Magma Mauler number 2. We should be able to superfy this floor. We can absolutely take the Seal of Aggression here. Quoto the Absolute. I didn't look at his Covenant 4 boost. I don't know what it is. I'll have to be careful about that. Remember, we are playing Hothead middle with Talos middle. We will do Dancer, Mauler, and then I guess we throw a Train Steward away downstairs. Yes. Okay, first things first. Hothead on the floor. Talos flies upstairs. Inspire. We send bottom floor to the Shadow Realm. And we just kill everything on it, right? Great. Thank you. I really, by the way, really think Pyroclasm is good. Really think it's good. We're going to be playing double tap Inspires. I will be pulling Talos forward here. I am playing the Alchemy. I think it's super important. I am going to put Bloodsuit on the Adamant Shield Bearer here. Yes, just for sure. I want to make sure that guy dies. All right, Dominions. I'm going to be ascending the Collector because I desperately want the scaling. I will fly Talos back. I'm playing Alchemy. This man's already dead, which is great. Cool. We should be cruising. This next floor I'm breathing fire on, so it's easy mode. Yeah, so I'm going to actually ascend both other guys onto this floor, then we breathe the fire, and he just kind of kills everything, which is pretty nifty. I'm going to put down a shield steward. I guess I could have put him downstairs and killed the backline guy, but it doesn't really matter. There's no reason to get hit, so let's just cleave here and chill. Cool. We hit the heart of the pack. All right, so we're up at 6 here. I should finally see Soul Smelter. Yeah, I do. There it is. Unlocked Lazarus League. All right, let's go. Let's go, team. Lava Flow. Guess it doesn't really matter what I'm hitting, right? Make sure to fly forward. Hit that front guy, I think. And then I'll shift forward. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool, seems good. We're basically just trying to abuse shift triggers here. What is his getting? Right, okay, so his Covenant 4 ability is he just regenerates some of his Titan skin. That is pretty dangerous, actually. And he does it on Resolve, so yeah, we need to be careful about that. Yeah, here it turns out I really want to hit Cleave here. It lets me do all of the other incants without being penalized here. And then, I mean, I might as well fly this guy in and then breathe fire and he chills, right? There's no reason not to have a shield steward on the floor, I guess. So, or spear steward. So let's do it. You know, one of the fun things is you can pyroclasm your own unit. You might not think about it, right? That might not be the first thing you consider on a run. But it's really strong, and it kills that frontline dude, like, no problem. So this guy has tons of Titan skin. We are probably okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I think we're probably okay. Breathe fire here, ping here. Yeah, we just have enough hits that I don't think there's really any risk. We should generate one additional Dragon's Horde from the Mauler here. We'll pull forward on this. Yeah, this is fine. We don't even actually need the wings shield. We just need another round here. This guy gets crushed by melee weakness and stuff. So that's cool. All right, great news. All right, lead Songbird is 150% the pickup. If I can get him on this floor, we are fully cracked, I think, right? If I can ascend him in and then fly Talos to tank for him. This is +1 damage per stack. Yeah, the Songbird is in. Man, payoff is always fun. Wealthy Whelp. I'm going to be spending my horde. I don't generate it very quickly in combat. Is it good enough here? I might be able to play the alchemies once or twice. Not sure about that. I like payoff as a card a lot. That's a lot of Pyre health. It's efficient. It's efficient, it's good, it restores health, which is just generally strong, I think. I think we're skipping here. The Whelp is okay here, but the problem is I'm not front-loaded or hanging on to my Dragon's Horde, so I'm just going to skip this. I will loot. A random artifact is a bummer, but it's fine. Sizzling Firecracker is huge on Pyroclasm. Shale Shell's okay. Let's take the Firecracker. Just look, I mean, it goes from 150 to, or what is it? It gets +6 magic power, and that's attuned, so that's +36. Did that math work out? Doesn't look right. I thought it was 150 to boot. Radiant Arms? Yeah, okay, that's defense. I don't think that math checks out, right? Let me go back and look again. 156? No, it shouldn't. It should do more than that, right? Oh, it's just +3 damage. It's not +3 magic power. That's got to be what it is. Well, that's a bummer. All right, I didn't think that would work that way. All right, well, fair enough. All right, I need to go to the steel shop, I think. We're looking for a Titanite on Hothead. Looking for some stats on Songbird, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. I could make... Okay, so Tiny Stone on Divine Dancer is also pretty chill, right? I don't think this actually benefits me all that much, right? I'm just going to re-roll this here, actually. Titanite is going into Hothead 10 times out of 10. Yes. I want plus 20 health on the Songbird. We didn't hit Dualism, so I will probably look at the Steel Shop on Ring 8, and we'll do our third dupe on Ring 7, so it's Magic then Steel here. I will, of course, take some health on Songbird here. I think that is pretty important. Another large stone. I don't want to go large stone on any of this. I do think I'm going to just start cutting some things. We're going to drop Shield Stewards. I'm actually going to drop a Spear Steward too. The Shield Steward I can at least play right now, but fine. Yeah, get rid of some rando units. Cool. We get more removals actually, so I'm just going to cut the other Steward. And with this in mind, I think we want to refine just a hair. So I'd like to draw into my better cards. So we're going to cut a Firestarter, I think. Yes. Cool. Great. Goodbye. All right, we move on. Fair enough. Save some of our cash for this next floor. This is our magic shop, I think. It is, yes. Okay. Kale is dangerous, but what we can do is we can actually... Do I just play Hothead downstairs? Yeah, so here's the play. You go Hothead bottom, Talos upstairs, right? Check it. And then we go Dancer, Mauler, Mauler. And watch this. So Kale has to spawn upstairs. Yeah, this is actually really strong, right? Then we drop Talos here. Yes. Now, I can breathe fire on this floor, which is pretty decent. Do I want to put Hothead on the floor? I think I do. So what's the play? I'm going to breathe fire, then put Hothead on the floor. Then we Pyroclasm out bottom floor. And we're going to play all of these upstairs. Now, this clears the train. So the angle, you may be asking, how am I going to benefit and stop the cherubs from killing me? I just elevator them into the floor, right? So, first play is Songbird. Bring Songbird up. Then we elevator. Right, we Penitence Blood Suit? No, we're going to put that on the boss, I think. Elevator this up, play the Inspire to Valor here. Can't get out the Soul Smelter, unfortunately, but that's okay. We do a bazillion damage to the boss here. And now, pretty much the whole train now is just elevator up the cherubs. And play other cards, right? Now, am I going to eat this Vengeful Shard? I think I am. Yeah, I want to get the damage shield here from Radiant Arms. Did they nerf this? Didn't it used to be damage shield 2? I vaguely remember that. Maybe it was 2 in the demo and they nerfed it. It's a bummer if true. But basically, as long as we're pulling up these cherubs, we are cruising, right? So now note that his resolve trigger behaves a certain way. So we want to breathe fire on this turn. Actually, let's be clear. I think the play is... Yeah, it's breathe fire on this turn. We're actually clearing this turn pretty well. We're doing pretty decent. Wow, this singular damage fire starter is pushing over 200 because my guy's got 4 melee spell weakness. We push another 200 actually just by popping that damage shield. I could completely crush this boss by playing the Hothead here, but I wish to delay. I made a mistake on Archean by pre-relentlessing him when I should have been doing something else. So I want to avoid this problem. We will elevator this thing up. I will fly behind the dancer here. Hilariously, I think I'm giving the songbird the hymnist this thing, which is silly. Let's go ahead and bring another enemy up. And I guess we just breathe fire on this, right? Clear the whole floor, and then we blast downstairs. And this floor is essentially cleared out. Now, I can save Hale by ascending him off floor, which I think is correct. As strange as that sounds. Yep. Yeah, it's bizarre. Trust me, I know, but I need to get Soul Smelter in. Hey, bud, don't die on me, okay? Get off there. Alright, great. Now we're gonna breathe fire. It's very silly, right? It's extremely silly what we are doing, but generate armor here. If I can get dualism on this dancer, I think we offset the damage from corruption, dominion, which is good. But now I actually get some scaling on Dragon's Horde from the Magma Mauler. This is actually super important because there's like, what, 4/4 I'm pulling up here. So this is at minimum. I can get at least 2 additional Dragon's Horde this way, which is pretty huge. Yeah, it's very strong being able to do this. Okay, first order of business is ascend one guy off this floor. We're going to go ahead and breathe fire on this. Actually, I don't need to. I just play the... We just go completely ballistic here and blow up the entire floor. Amazing. Now, interestingly, if I had anyone with dualism, I could have put the Soul Smelter on them to generate twice as much value. But, interesting. Now, these guys walk, so I should get 3 procs here, right? Which is enough to put me at 12, which should get me to 7 Dragon's Horde. So, pretty huge, if true. Yeah, 7 Dragon's Horde, incredible. Alright, we're feeling decent. Death Roar is potentially just a kill shot. This card is good. We generate enough Pyre Gel, thanks to the Maulers hitting the bosses, that I think this will be a kill shot with the spell weakness. So I'm going to take Death Roar. Is it draw cards? It might just be draw cards here. It's not space for sure. It could be Ember is what I'm really toiling over. Being able to play something like my Pyroclasm and some of my other expensive stuff in one turn is pretty reasonably good. I think it's card draw, though. I think it's card draw. We're okay on Ember and deployment. We will rando loot here. Hidden coffers. A little late. I'm going to take the Ember charge. This means if I can draw anything on turn 1, we get to play a little more aggressively. This offsets the fact that I didn't take the second Hell's Flame, so I like that quite a bit. Jack Strips is acceptable. I'll take it. Okay, moving on. We go left. This is our last opportunity to dupe because I'm going Steel on 8. So, pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and just pump this up to, yeah, Valor 7. That seems good. Cool. She's very strong, by the way. She's very strong. Alright, cool. I don't know about this magic shop. Nothing really stood out to me. I think we're okay. I'm going to make Death Roar cost 2 here. I think that's reasonable. I could permafrost something. You want to just permafrost something? Sure. This is not what I would normally do. The reason I'm doing it, however, is because... I could have put that on Death Roar, by the way. I probably should have. Just to hold on to it, I guess. I kind of want to hold out in case I see an intrinsic here. I do, actually. So we're going to go ahead and remove consume, -2 on the alchemy. It's a little late, but it's huge. And we're going to make Death Roar cost 1. Great. I'm going to go ahead and 20 consume a fire starter. But basically this permafrost is just so that I can make some progress on that stupid Pyre heart, right? We're going to go ahead and duplicate. You heard it here first, kids. The Magma Mauler, third man. This is what you need to do when you take the downside of this curse. Like, this curse is annoying, right? It's annoying, right? I had to take an Ember for it. I probably would have taken the Ember anyway, but it's annoying. It's also something you redraw, which is a bummer, and it prevents you from just freely playing everything else. But the payout here is crazy high. That event is so strong. We must take this trial, by the way. Ooh, Spikes boy. Is anything actually at risk of dying here? How much damage is the spikes? 6? 6 isn't very bad. I was like, Divine Dancer is the only thing really threatened. You pretty much have to take trials, I think. I think trials are the #1 thing that are going to kill you if you just skip them. So, don't skip them. Simple. Alright, cool. The whole thing is basically Dancer, Mauler. This is awesome. And then Talos comes in swinging. Cool. We have to play on Curse. This is actually a really good example of when that Ember Charge is super valuable. We're going to go ahead and put Hothead on the floor. I had to think about it for a hot second. But yes. Great. I'm going to go ahead and Soul Smelter here. No one has Dualism. Correct. This is... I would like to avoid taking too much curse damage here. So I do think that this is Pyroclasm, despite the impact it has on Soul Smelter. We blast it. These other guys I can let walk. Push some numbers up here to prevent some spikes hits. I actually think we breathe fire on this as well. It maybe, I think, saves a little bit. I don't know. I didn't do the math. I'm not about to. It's fine. We get some soul from it at least, which is cool. Vengeful Shard out. I'm going to ascend the Curse Boy. This is largely because I really want... Oh, we can't actually get Heart of the Pact here. Crazy. Now, sure. I'm going to actually put the Shield of Wing on Talos. She'll fly forward. We take curses. I don't love this, right? Not a huge fan. Let's get the... I guess I could just stab it, but I'd rather kill it on floor because we get the Magma Mauler. Resonant Ruin. Oh, man, that's an annoying curse. That's okay. We'll just play it out, right? And then I'm going to eat the Vengeful Shard in exchange for Alchemy. And we are going to dance Talos here. I'm going to put the Firestarter on the bottom floor guy. I'm a little leery about this tank plus gladiator angle. Yeah, we let it rip. All right, cool. Great, we get some soul, good stuff, great news. All right, we want to get Songbird on the floor, so here we go, champ. Play the Alchemy, play the Resonant Ruin, we play out pretty much everything else. With the Lava Flow somewhere else. Sure. Curse where we can get it. And then we just hold on to Cleave for as long as we physically can. And that should be good. We are eating dirt right now. We're very strong on floor, to be clear. Talos flies forward here. But the biggest challenge is... like, I want to stop curses. But I also want to farm... How are we looking here, right? 6 soul. Is there really a chance that I don't get enough here? Can I just Pyroclasm a lower floor and send it to the Shadow Realm? I mean, if I do, it's going to be this double heavy floor downstairs. It might actually need the help. Okay, yeah, let's send this. Let's do some big numbers there. That's good. All right, cool. Sure. And then I think we can elevator this guy and he dies. Yeah, he actually passes away to the Jack Strips plus Pyrogel. So pretty reasonable, I think. Okay, cool. I think we're good, actually. We are good, actually. I can now ascend shifter forward here. I don't have to take any of this damage. I guess I can stab the guy in back. Sure, it's fine. We don't want to take that corruption, so why not? Just get the hits in. All right, cool. Now this guy ascends. We're going to cause some problems for him. Great. We just play the alchemy real quick. Now, you might look at this floor and be like, oh no, the boss, right? But you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm just going to elevate her off her own floor, which is hilarious. Whoops. Goodbye, everything. Wait, what? Oh man, when she ascends, she creates a new one. That's actually really funny, by the way. Huh. It's actually really funny. We're already over on 8 Dragon's Horde. There's really no reason to wait, right? I guess I could draw a whole turn. I'm just debating if it's correct here to delay or to fight this, right? I guess I could kill her on this turn. I'm going to go ahead and pull Talos forward, and then we'll shift Talos back, generate more armor here. I'm going to do this just so I can sit on the cleave for one more turn. It's just very funny. Breathe fire here. Now she has an incant, so I don't want to just freely incant her, but we clobber her in one round, so I'm not really afraid of a Thane here. This is an interesting boss. There's a lot of levels to it. Ascension is a cool trigger when you think about it. I guess I assumed that it wouldn't activate if I forcefully ascended her, but in practice, it makes sense, right? Triggers when moving up a floor, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, I think we don't click anything and we just go ahead and let her die. Just absolutely crush her. Great. Incredible. We are at 8 Dragon's Horde, huge payouts. Eagleheart, apply a Valor 6 to a friendly unit, then it attacks immediately. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and click that. That card is insane. Stuck Up Whelp would actually be pretty fun here if I could play it on the floor, but unfortunately I can't. And also, Avarice doesn't help me at all walking into this final fight, so we could take Make It Rain and pay this out, but my Pyrogel generation, I don't think I need this, right? I'm going to get better served by just playing into stuff like my Death Roar, so skip here. It's fine. We will loot this, 100%. And now they force me to choose. Dragons and Whelps gain +8 is a lot of damage on my floor, to be clear. Hellfire Bellows is pretty decent. I think Flaming Talons plus Jackstrips is going to be nuts, though, so we're going to take Flaming Talons plus Jackstrips. Winged Steel. Pyrestone Housing is good for Hothead, potentially good for my Divine Dancer, depending on what upgrades we roll. It doesn't help the Maulers. I think we're going to run out of upgrades in the shop before we can get full value out of this. I'm just going to take Winged Steel instead, I think. Yeah, sure. Draw, right? We like that. I'm actually very glad I took Volas in hindsight, even though Emote Tome would have been sick. We're going left here, for sure. Hey, look, I heal 1 health. Incredible. Prismatic Dragon Scale. Believe it or not, I do not even have a room card in this run. I've gone to no arms shops, which is wild to me. I'm going to take a +20 into Divine Dancer here. I think that's good. Good enough, at least. Right? Good enough? Yeah, good enough. I need her not to pass away, so sure, great, here we go. Quick, Large Stone again. This Large Stone would have been for Firestone Housing on Hothead, which, would have been sick, but fine. I'm going to reroll here. Titanite? Alright, man. This is not what anyone wanted. I am going to take the multi-strike on Divine Dancer just because it is a force multiplier on the Valor gain. Sure. And I'm going to, I guess, give Lead Songbird Titanite. My guy is now a tank. Good enough. We go into the trinket shop. I'm not buying any of these. Now, Spirit Breaker's Charge is value when I use Talos or Hothead on floor, so it's not terrible, right? Let's be clear, it's not terrible, but It's slower than a lot of things. It is just slower than playing Inspire or something, so it's probably worth it. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, sure. Reroll. Sinner Salve suddenly has a lot of value here. Dominion's Eye and Vengeful Shards go free now. That's pretty huge. When an angel moves, it gains Valor 3. Unfortunately, it's just the Divine Dancer. So I think I am going to take Sinner Salve. That's pretty sick here. And I get to pay out some removals, which is cool. We like to remove garbage. Great. I'm going to go ahead and cut one of the alchemies here. It's hard to play and there's no reason to do it, I don't think. And then I guess we're cutting a fire starter. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to keep all my Inspires because they're really good cards, it turns out. And Rising Rage lets me mess with enemy floors. Yeah, we'll cut a fire starter and we chill. I think we win this, right? Yeah, I think we're golden. No fear. No fear. Get out of here, Seraph the Goober. This is, I think... I don't know if this is the hardest Seraph. He is tough. I think he requires you to answer questions that I don't think people are thinking about as much as they should be. Stuff like, how do I not let my backline die? Like, I think there's maybe a world where players are like, I don't need the Divine Dancer here, right? But I actually think she's super cracked. I'm going to play Hothead bottom, and we're going to do the same thing we did on, I think it was Kale, right? We play in the middle, and then we just elevator the scary curse guys upstairs. So, Hothead, then we do Dancer into Mauler, 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 and then I play Talos upstairs to bait Seraph, and then no real threat here, because she immediately flies in. Right. Now, I think I am going to put Hothead on my floor. There he goes. Vengeful Shard is free, thank you. Then I'm going to fly down. I did it this order because I did buy the Spirit Breaker's charge, and I wanted to benefit this floor. You know what? That does feel impactful, right? The +5 damage. I like that. Cool. Now then we send the bottom floor to the Shadow Realm. Thank you, Pyroclasm, for existing. Woo! Goodbye. Alright, that feels good. Let's pump some numbers into the boss here. Who's getting this? Let's see, I put that in front. Doesn't really matter. I think I'm saving the Eagle Heart for a different turn, probably. Yeah, I guess we'll just blast the boss for not a lot of damage. Only 6 Pyre Gel. We hold on to Cleave. Maybe we get this Pyre Heart at some point in the future. Now, I could also, funny enough, I could just keep sending Seraph away and he never activates his trigger, which is amusing. No curses on this floor, huh? Now, it is probably super correct, if I'm being clear with you, to just pummel Seraph here, right? Changed my mind. We're getting the Songbird on the floor. Let's go, champ. Get Songbird in here. No dualism, by the way, which is a bummer, but it'll be fine. It's fine. All right, yeah, he's going to hit the floor, and that'll have to be okay. But we push, I don't know, 1,000 damage to him, which is pretty decent. Most enemies do just kind of die here, which is good to see. Cool, I like this. Songbird's currently in front, and I don't think he should be, to be clear. It's kind of funny, actually. I could elevator him on the floor, right? You know, Hothead's ability, right? Spell weakness, I think, works on abilities. So let's think about this. This guy's doing 83, right? 83 plus 58. It's actually more than that. Yeah, it's so because it's doubled. So that's 141 twice. So 282. 282 times 7 If I'm right, I think we could pre-relentless the absolute heck out of Seraph when we feel like it. But to be clear, I think we shouldn't do that. You may ask, why not? The answer is, I think, simple. It's because... Well, the answer is because I think we want to hold on to Cleave a little longer. As amusing as it is, I think Cleave is potentially going to unlock a Fireheart for us. So, you know, fair enough. All right, he comes onto this floor. I think we just absolutely could kill him here. 100%. I think clicking this button murders Seraph right now. And so with that in mind, I want to try to... I could end this combat. Let's get him out of here. Goodbye, champ. Wow, he would have actually killed Talos there. Crazy. Let's give him a blood suit. There you go, bud. I'm going to advance. Yeah, that's a good advance here. And then let's work a little bit on this. We're going to try to hold on to this card a bit longer. All right, he's entering the floor. Interesting, this doesn't proc spell weakness. The explosive damage doesn't proc spell weakness. We could almost certainly just kill here, though. Yeah, do I want to just hold on to cards a little longer? I think I do. We're just going to send him away. Goodbye, friend. La La Land. And then I'm going to send the bottom floor to the Shadow Realm. Great. I could still push a ridiculous amount of damage to Seraph here. And I think I should, right? Yeah, like 3,000 damage or some number. That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I haven't actually clicked Hothead. I guess I will here. Womp. There you go, bud. Do a good job. Kill some enemies. I will play for Shift on this turn as well. Great, fine. Talos is looking pretty rough here. She's probably not long for this world. I guess she technically lives. I could save Seraph. I will save Seraph. As weird as that is. Let's... How do I want to approach this? I think I do want to approach by sending up this curse guy. Yeah, we'll ping out the guy in back. I guess I will take some random Dragon's Horde to dunk on the boss a little bit. Alright, we're making good progress here. Talos is almost certainly passing away if I ever let her get hit by anything. Ah, whoops. Took Ember damage there because of that curse. That's okay. I'm still delaying turns. Still delaying turns here. Man, that's a scary looking floor, huh? That's okay. We're going to solve this problem with the might of Pyroclasm. And then I think we just breathe fire on this floor. And then I'm going to stab this guy. And then I'm going to shift for armor. Should be okay, right? Alright, cool. We're pretty much on it, I think. Yeah, we can ping an enemy out. I can end this pretty much whenever I so choose. So, you know, fair enough, I guess. We elevator a guy just to get it killed. We elevator a guy just to get it killed. For funsies. Press end turn. Talos has 5 health and is going to pass away here. We just end this turn with a W pretty quickly. Talos flies in and gets absolutely slam dunked. I got her killed. I think we just actually... I'm going to click Hothead. Yeah, he does 339 damage. Seems decent. Great. Hopefully, you know, we could have won that a lot sooner. Hopefully that made some really good progress on Time Father. That one Pyreheart. That's the only reason I did that. Anyway, though, we definitely won. I think we had a commanding victory. Rising Rage, by the way, is huge. This guy, that card is nuts. Who's this man? Host Guard. Heavenly Slam. He's huge. 3 Ember for 2560. And he's 3 space. Move to a targeted location on any floor. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to this unit's health, and armor. This dude's pretty good, right? I think Heavenly Slam is good. That is a good ability, right? The other important thing to keep in mind is he's an automatic overstack, kind of similar to Talos, which makes him very powerful. This is true flight. It's actually even better than Talos' ability. Now, granted, hers is, I think, on a 2 cooldown. This is cooldown 3. I still think this is very good. That's a good rare unit. Burning Feather. When a friendly unit dies, angels on the floor gain Rage 7. I kind of think this is a bad artifact. I don't think this is... How often am I going to have a wide angel floor with anything sacrificial on it? I just don't see it very often. This could maybe do something if reanimate is a popular strategy in Lazarus or whatever, which we've seen on stream. If you have this with Lazarus and you're blowing up your own units and you happen to have a floor of angels, then maybe. It's super niche even then though. This is probably not great. And it's only rage too. Incredible. We unlocked all remaining clans. Amazing. Covenant rank 6. 1 card per draft also adds a calcified ember. Boo hiss. Boo. Boo. No one's happy about that. Everyone disliked that. I guess, alright, it's fine. I'm gonna have terrible luck though, right? You know what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna, every single card draft, it's gonna be the one card I want has calcified ember every time. Bummer. And then we master a whole bunch of stuff. Seems good. Cool. Great. Well done. Go team. Next time we're going to play Under Legion. Let's go to the run summary. Let me tell you right now, I think Divine Dancer is cracked. I didn't even get dualism, and that's a bummer. This Magma Mauler went hard, by the way. This guy completely was crushing it. The multi-strike Tiny Stone and then the strike for melee and spell weakness was huge. The payouts with that plus Pyroclasm or Death Roar were big. Even if I ended up getting this curse, not a problem. Well worth it in my opinion. This event, very strong. It kind of defined this run. Hothead, of course, doing excellent work. Spiritbreaker's Charge did pretty well too. Big fan of that just relic artifact thing. And what else? Even Dragon Sword's pretty good. I gotta tell you, Celestial Cascade plus this Talos was really strong, and just generally speaking, really good with Inspire. So that was a very powerful opener. Definitely kind of sets the bar a little higher than you might expect, but yeah. The rest of this is just smart picking of stuff. Things like Vola's Tuning Fork are great. The whole Jackstrips plus Flaming Talons combo is great. I'm a real bummed out that Sizzling Firecracker doesn't actually work with magic power. It doesn't count as magic power, right? And I get it. The idea is that this adds only damage. This doesn't add to, like, healing. So they can't use magic power. But because they don't use magic power, you don't benefit from the attuned with it, which is a huge bummer. Now, it still does matter, right? I mean, Death Roar got 6 damage, which is over a 100% damage gain. Fine. So it's still good, but I am a little bummed by it. Anyway, the rest of this is just Rising Rage doing crazy things, and then completely crushing it with spells and wild floor power. Big shout out, by the way, to Lead Songbird. This little rock star is excellent on a floor like this. Just straight up excellent. So, all right, now I'm going to end this run by going to the outpost because people asked me to. Okay, so nothing popped up here that I think matters. So, cool. Now, what is this? Gathering at the Pyre. Oh, okay. These must be the lore events that everyone was asking me to look at. Okay. Well, I'm not going to read this. I'm not doing dialogue for Talos, but it looks like we have Talos talking to some soldiers here. Great work. Cool. Talking with Fel, asking about numbers. All right, great. So apparently the hymnist belonged to Talos and the clipped belonged to Fel, which makes some sense, I suppose. Asking about cherubs. Yeah, okay, Kale's a bad guy, so I guess that's why we don't have cherubs on our team. Apostles. All the rest of the apostles still worshipped Seraph, so whoops. Alright, cool. Great. Oh no, we don't have a lot of numbers. The clans of hell. All right. It's yeah. Apparently, Talos doesn't like Phoenix. I think based on some things I figured out, it seems fun. Yeah, Talos fell into pits of hell, but we got to work with that dragon guy. Oh man, can't do it. Apparently, so oh no, man, this is a lot of lore. I don't think I would ever click any of this, right? I don't think I would ever go through this stuff normally. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Yep, okay, we're talking about Herschel, right? Lore stuff, incredible. Great. Eventually, hell's beautiful, amazing. Yep, 100%. Do you understand them? I don't know. It's not easy, but trust me, even Phoenix has redeeming qualities. All right. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of these videos every time. These episodes are pretty long as is, but yeah. So, okay, I mean, I'm not surprised by any of that. That seems logical. So, all right, I guess I'm going to end the episode here. Thanks all for watching. As always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, stay tuned for what's next. I really appreciate your time. Take care, folks.